Welcome to a Drafthouse Diary for Thursday, June 16th, 2023, when I went to the Alamo Drafthouse at Sloan's Lake to see the movie Past Lives. This is one of those A24 movies that's heavily promoted in trailers, and nevertheless, the trailers don't really do it justice. They don't really give you a sense of how well executed a movie like this can be. It is a small contained movie. It has three main characters. Greta Lee playing Nora Moon, a woman whose family emigrated from Korea, first to Canada. She's now living in New York. And she left behind when she was 12 years old and left Korea her best friend and childhood sweetheart, Hae Sung, who is played by Tae-yu. And in the meantime, she has built a life in North America. She's very much a North American person. She's a playwright working and living in New York. And she's married to an American named Arthur, played by John Magaro. These three roles, these three characters, they come together in unexpected ways. You might expect from an outline of the story or from the trailers that it was going to be a simple, straightforward, maybe abrupt love triangle, but it isn't. It's really about the fact that the person you are at 24 is not the same person you are at 12. And the person you are at 36 is not the same person you are at 24. And yet each of those earlier versions of yourself are part of what built you into who you are at any given time. Even though you can be in a place in life where you are happy, you are grateful, you are in love, you have no plans to jeopardize any of that, being human, we can still wonder what might have been different. What choices might we have made? What things would have been different had we made those different choices? Had she never left Korea? Had she kept in touch with Hae Sung more than she did? And what we end up with is characters coming to have a better understanding of who they are, where they are, what they are grateful for, while at the same time feeling that great emotional pain for suddenly having parts of their past come back to them. Because most of the movie is driven by the fact that Nora and Hae Sung, they reconnect online when she is 24. And then 12 years after that, Hae Sung comes to visit her in New York. And of course, this brings back all of these thoughts, all of these possibilities. And it gives us a chance to see all of these characters interacting, including Arthur. He makes this character very likable, and yet very real. He's not a pushover. He has very real concerns about what's going on, but mostly because he wants the woman he loves, his wife, to be happy. And he wants her to be happy with him, but mostly he wants her to be happy. And I think that that he plays that role very well. And the other performances, these other two main performances, are terrific. Tae-yu as Hae Sung plays this. It's a little more one note. He's a little too always self-effacing, a little bit too always reserved, but that's very much the character he's given. He's written that way. He's in a country where he doesn't really know the language. He is steeped in a culture that's very different. Greta Lee does an amazing job with Nora, and in a bilingual performance, half of her scenes are completely in Korean. She talks in one scene about how she feels so American. She doesn't feel Korean, and yet when she's with Hae Sung, I think she says she feels less Korean. You can see different parts of her personality coming out, different parts of her identity coming out in different ways as she plays these different scenes. So I thought that was very well done. And the whole thing is beautifully shot. It makes New York, even the less pretty parts of New York, look beautiful. And it puts you in an environment where these kinds of conversations, these kinds of scenes, seem to have both an intimacy and a big importance. So terrific job. I look forward to more movies by Celine Song, and I think that it shows that these three actors have tremendous capabilities. Other parts of my trip to the Alamo. The pre-roll was created for this movie, and a lot of it was clips of Greta Lee on TV, and she's one of these actors who, I mean, I didn't realize how many things she has been in. I think this section of the pre-show ended with a card on screen saying, Greta Lee has been in all of your favorite TV shows. Now, a lot of them are things that I haven't seen, but I could recognize her performances in them. She was in Girls and Broad City, but she was also in New Girl, in Russian Doll. She was in What We Do in the Shadows. So many great little supporting roles that she has had on television. They also had a big section of the pre-show which was about romantic movies, about different kinds of romantic movies. Movies about soulmates and that idea of the fated soulmate, the person you're destined to be with, is a big part of past lives. So they had clips and sections of this pre-show that were about fated romances or doomed romances or romances that should be impossible that aren't, and we get like supernatural things like The Lake House. It started to seem very same after a while, this very long section, but still, I got a lot of good movie recommendations. I was there scribbling down some of these movies that I hadn't seen, and now I want to. For dinner, I had a pepperoni pizza. I've had that before. It's very good. It's a little bit lighter than some of their pizzas, but they make it very crisp, including the pepperoni being crisp, so I like that a lot. And I had an Irish coffee. I've said before, their Irish coffee is really good, especially on a rainy night like it was last night. So all in all, another good trip to the Alamo. It was a movie that I had been looking forward to as opposed to something I just saw spontaneously like Party Girl. But it was worth the wait. It was worth that anticipation. I hope you enjoyed this Drafthouse Diary. If you did, please click the like button. If you want to be sure to get more Drafthouse Diary entries, click the subscribe button. But most important, thank you very much for watching. I'll be back soon, and until then, enjoy your movies, and when you do, stay till the end of the credits.